get started. Welcome everyone to the Garden Club 2022 annual meeting. So happy to have you all here. My name is Denise Reagan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Garden Club, and I'd like to introduce all of our staff who's here with us tonight. We have Daniel Stark, our Operations Manager, on the cameras and AV. We have Jill Zarletta, who checked you in today, our new Marketing and Membership Manager. We have Alex Romero, our Facilities Maintenance Technician. And we're also joined today by Michael Hawkins, who is one of our event ambassadors. All right. I'd like to thank the Jessie Ball DuPont Fund for making recordings of programs like this possible. We could not do it without a very generous grant from them, so I always thank them every time I get a chance. And now I would like to introduce our first speaker for the day, our amazing president, Tiffany Davis.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much for all those in attendance today. This is I told a few of you, this is rather a new meeting, and it is a part of our new bylaws here at the Garden Club of Jacksonville. And I just appreciate you being here, and I hope that in the years to come that we even get more attendance from both our circle members and our friends members. So at this time, I want to talk a little bit about our 100th anniversary. I hope y'all all know that it is our 100th anniversary, that we started celebrating on March 25th, which is our actual birth date, with an article in the Florida Times Union. So if you haven't had a chance to read that article, I encourage each of you to go on the Garden Club website and look up under blogs to read about that article that was written. So we are planning to incorporate our anniversary into all of our events this year at the Garden Club of Jacksonville. We've already started that, like I said, with the recent article in the Florida Times Union, and also at our recent Blooms and Designer of Distinction. We also celebrated our 100th anniversary with a super sweet display of mini cupcakes adorned with festive 100-year toppers and custom-made cocktail napkins with our 100-year banner. And we also did an oral history of our club at Designer of Distinction. We have lots of fun and festive activities planned, and we will be integrating our celebration into all of our current programming at the Garden Club, such as Horticulture Corner. We may have a speaker that can talk to us on lost gardening tips from 100 years ago, or a speaker on the resilient landscapes for the next 100 years. Fun with Flowers have one based on a design techniques from the 1920s. We are also in plans to add a petite flower show in December that will coincide with our Luminaria night, and a gala in March of 2023 that will be the final grand finale and a nod to the next 100 years of the Garden Club. I have also asked that each of the circles have a 100th year anniversary representative that will help communicate and provide input for our celebration, including a group picture of their circle members. We have also recently installed 200th anniversary banners to the outside of our building facing Riverside Avenue. And later on at the end of the program, I hope that we can all go outside and take a look at those. So I look forward to celebrating all year long, and I look forward to seeing all your faces at the events. So cheers to our 100th year. As we're cheering, it's not a very good segue into my next portion of my presentation, which is some members that we have unfortunately lost in this fiscal year of 2021-2022. The Garden Club of Jacksonville would like to honor those that have passed on with acknowledging each of our members. So at this time, I would like for us all to please acknowledge these members that have passed on We have Ann Kemp with the Hibiscus Garden Circle, Doris Burke, the Daylily Garden Circle, Alice Coughlin, Dolores Grubbs, Carolyn Lindsay, Biddy McRae, Joan Van Vleck, all with the Late Bloomers Garden Club. I would like to acknowledge Jerry Ferguson with the Rose Garden Circle, Mary Ann Hawker with the Point La Vista Garden Circle, Dorothy or Dot Henderson with Grove Park Garden Circle, and Patty Henkle with the Wisteria Garden Circle. I'd like to read a brief poem that it just kind of touched my heart, and I hope it touches yours too. And as we think about our lost members, it's called God's Heavenly Garden. Sometimes God picks the flower that is still in full bloom. Sometimes the rosebuds chosen that we feel he's picked too soon. Sometimes the flower is fading with petals floating down, but God knows the perfect time to gather flowers from the ground. There is a heavenly garden in which God takes great pleasure because he's placed within it the loved ones that we treasure. He walks among the blossoms, giving them eternal rest, and I know it must please him because he has chosen the very best. At this time, I'd like to say a short prayer if you'd like to bow your head. Dear Heavenly Father, we are grateful for the privilege of having enjoyed the friendship of these Garden Club members who are now residing on your garden path. We ask your blessings as we gather flowers from our humble garden to add to their bouquet of many facets of faith, love, beauty, harmony, and perfection. We ask this in memory of our beloved members and in the name of the Lord. Amen. At this time, I'd like to call, I believe we have Jennifer Newman coming up at this time.
Good afternoon. I'll make this brief, even though I know this is the part of the program that y'all enjoy the most. But I've done just a real quick summary of the income and expense. There we go. Like I did last year, I'm saying where it came from and where it went, and talking about our money. So that's a summary right there of all of, right in front of me right here. Oh, thank you. Oh. Just the wonders of computers. But we had a $341,000 of revenue so far. This is the first 11 months of this fiscal year. And I've got all the different categories here. I won't read them out to you. I will point out $104,000 worth of rentals, which was very good considering we started off still in COVID and off to a really sluggish start this year. The good news is we have about $100,000 already in deferred revenue for next year in contracts that have been signed. So that's, and we have all the deposits and everything on that. Grants, once again, were a huge help to us. Of those grants, $25,380 was a forgiveness of one of our last PPP loan that we received as part of the COVID problem. And we received a $70,000 grant from DuPont for programming, and $27,492 from DuPont in December for our matching grant campaign, our matching fund campaign. That went for general operating funds. So that was all really good from lots of diverse sources. Where the money goes, $86,000 went to direct expenses for the building. And all the contracts, the landscaping, the utilities, everything that goes into that. And I think you also have to remember that costs us about $86,000 divided by 52 is how many weeks is in the year, is about $2,500 a week just to run this building. And then you don't even, that's not even considering salaries that our wonderful Alex and Daniel handling all the rentals. Those are expenses that relate to the building as well. So altogether, it comes to around $5,000 a week that we spend to run this building. So think of us when you're making your donations to the Garden Club. We have a lot of expenses. Nothing else is really very unusual here. The only other thing I wanted to mention is down at the bottom here under other revenue, the in-kind donation is from Lindsay Library. That's Carolyn Marsh Lindsay, who was with the Late Bloomers and who gave us this beautiful room. If you haven't seen it, please go see it. Our library, that was one of her gifts that she wanted to give us at the Garden Club. And we had taken in $26,000 of in-kind revenue for the first part of the building last year and another 22 this year. So she gave a total of around, between money in the rebuilding and her other gifts, the books and furniture and everything, almost $50,000 to the Garden Club. It was a tremendous gift. So does anybody have any questions? Good. Okay.
Sorry, somebody took the agenda away, so that's okay. So if we could have LaVon Shields come up and give out the awards.
Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thank you to our awards committee for giving their time and their input in reviewing the applications. That was Jan Sillick, Connie Long, and Carol Costello. We were excited this year that we had circles submitting for awards applications after really 2 quiet years. We know that there's a lot of great things happening out there, and awards give us an opportunity to recognize your hard work and to let others know what's going on and perhaps inspire them to pursue similar projects. Well, this year, when I call out, I hope someone from your circle will come up and stay up for a moment. This year, the President's Membership Award is sponsored by our president, Tiffany Davis, and it comes with a $50 cash award. And we found this in the back, a plaque. The last one was passed out in 1998, but I think it's time to bring it out and dust it off. The President's Award is given in recognition of the circle that has increased their membership the greatest. And this year, Ortega Forest Circle increased their membership, even though it was a difficult year, by 17%. Would someone from Ortega come up? And if you'll stay for a little bit. Huh? Oh, okay. Oh dear, that's not my order. But okay. Stay, come right up. Okay, let me look at yours. It's not so easy. Okay. The next award is for the Mary Noble McQuarrie Award for Educational Excellence. And this is sponsored by Rose Circle. It recognizes excellence in innovation and presentation opportunities for learning within the circles. Again, we found this lovely plaque. And so this plaque will be presented, is being presented, and the name of the Garden Divas will be inscribed. This
I watched Tiffany and I can't do that.
There we go. Let me look at her. Also, since Connie is here, this year, Jan Sillick, who has been the mentor to so many, also sponsors the Mentor of the Year Award. And this year, we recognize Connie Long. Connie has shared her knowledge and passion for conserving our threatened bird and butterfly populations through presentations to several circle groups, community groups, and also through our budding gardeners group. She organized and facilitated that presentation. Connie also serves on the executive board as the combined circle chair, and she's also been the recording secretary for 4 years. Oh, so mentor of the year. Connie is the president of the Garden Divas, and this year, the Community Action Award is also being sponsored by Jan Sillick, comes with a $35 award. It's being awarded for promoting environmental responsibility by providing educational programs on the conservation of monarchs to community and youth groups. And that goes to the Garden Divas. There is an award called the Red Geranium Award, and it is sponsored by the Pinocchio Rose Circle in memory of Bert Fauché. Oh, did I say that correct? The Ortega Forest Circle submitted a member, Anne Shy, for an individual recognition of her beautiful home display of red geraniums. It's a very sweet story. Anne was given a red geranium by her mother, and she has taken cuttings and propagated them and created many, many plants, which not only has she shared with friends and filling up the spaces on their decks and in their gardens, but it also fills her heart with the memory of her dear mother. And the Red Geranium Award is individual recognition award is going to Anne Shy. Did I say that correctly? Okay. Okay.
Ortega Forest Garden Circle.
Oh, of the Ortega Garden Circle. So sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see here. I'm getting out of order, I'm sorry. The Garden Therapy Award is being awarded to the Heather Garden Circle this year for their work. Every year they do an annual Christmas party, creating ornaments with the children, of special needs children of Love Grove Elementary School. And so the award for garden therapy goes to Heather Garden Circle. Thank you so much. Are you taking, wait, she wants to take a picture.
I'm trying to get, where do you want me to go? Here. There you go. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all too. Thank you very much.
Sorry about that, guys. All right. Just making sure that we're staying on track here. Yes. So if I could ask Jennifer Newman to come up and talk about the Board of Trustees nominations.
Hello again. I just wanted to start by thanking the wonderful committee I had to work with this year. It was Susan Caven and Laura, if y'all can stand up as I call your names, please. Susan Caven, Lauren Baxter, Debbie Bird, Susan Painter. Is Susan here? I don't think she's here today. And myself. Now, I want y'all to thank these ladies because we put out on March the 7th, we put out a self-nomination form to every friend and Garden Circle member and asked for them if they felt so moved to send in a nomination form. We interviewed everybody who applied and we met many times and came up with this wonderful slate of officers that we think is going to serve y'all in the Garden Club well this next year. I'm just going to read them off. I'm going to start by saying we have 4 members of the Board of Trustees this past year who have resigned. One of them is Connie Long, which for some reason didn't want to be secretary a 5th year. Janet Chamberlain, I don't think Janet's here today. Wally Eriks, who is not walking around with a big boot on his foot right now, and Ashante Green. So we want to thank all of them for their service to the Garden Club and hope they will continue as active members, even though they're not members of the Board of Trustees. Our slate of officers this year is President Tiffany Davis, First Vice, stand up, Tiffany, because we don't know who you are. First Vice President of Development, Bonnie Pope. Second Vice President of Building and Grounds, Debbie Bird. Vice President of Programs, Linda Irwin. The recording secretary is somebody named position vacant that we have decided is totally unreliable. And we are looking for somebody in that position. So you might be thinking about that. Our corresponding secretary is Julie Howard. I'm the treasurer again. And we have the following trustees: Irene Woodworth, Sam Runyon, Cindy Reynolds, right there, Karen McCombs, I don't think she's here right now, Martha Davis, no, Susan Caton, there she is, Lauren Baxter, Susan Caven, Victor Hughes. Charlene, you can stand up in his place because we know who really runs the show. Arthur Bidez. I don't believe Arthur's here. Becky Rude. Chanel Lee. Nathaniel Sellers. There he is. John Burr. I think he's in Maine. Shawana Brooks. Oh. Ann Sauer. Mary Ann Salas, who gave us a wonderful program at the FFGC district meeting just this past week, by the way. Sherry Thanner and Jan Sillick. So let's see. Do I call for a nomination now? Oh, read this, okay. All Garden Club members in favor of approving this slate for the Board of Trustees, please raise your hand. Please welcome your new Board of Trustees.
And I did get an email last minute from Mary Ann Salas, who has an iffy COVID test and did not want to come and spread her possible illness with you. So thank you for that, Mary Ann. All right. I'd like to ask Ann Sauer to come up and talk about our programs over the last year.
Good late afternoon, everyone. And I am so excited to talk about our programs that we have had this past year. So many wonderful programs. Some were to raise funds for the Garden Club. Some were educational, and some were just plain fun programs. And we tried to have programs to meet everybody's desire. We had programs in the morning, we had programs in the evening, and we had Saturday morning programs for budding gardeners. If you didn't go to any of the programs, I hope you still have a chance, and Denise will tell you what is still available through the summer. And also, it's a great opportunity to volunteer. It's really fun to see the budding gardeners perform with hands-on things to make and plant and cut out and listen to. So I hope you take advantage of our programs. I would like to recognize the program chairs. And if they will stand up, our open house. Janet isn't here right now, but we had over 200 people for our open house celebration this year. And it was a wonderful event. Wally's not here either, but Wally did the horticulture corner, and he did everything from house plants to bonsai, and we do have Florida-friendly yards coming up. And he did a wonderful job with horticulture. Let me see here. Nathan. Nathan? Yes. Am I touching something? Oh, okay. Well, oh, okay, okay. I didn't know there were slides behind me. Nathan, I'll get to you in just a minute when your slide comes up. Martha Collins Davis. Where is Martha? Is she in the kitchen arranging flowers? Okay, she's not here. Martha did just a wonderful, wonderful job with Fun with Flowers this year. We had programs designed for the beginner flower arranger using flowers from Publix. And we went to the other extreme and had programs for more advanced flower arrangements. And Jan did a wonderful program for us, and there isn't a better teacher around for flower arranging. But anyway, Martha Collins Davis did a wonderful job. Combined circles, Connie. I loved all of the combined circle meetings that I attended. My very favorite was about the Bartram Trail. And we have some really good ones coming up next year, but I'll keep it a secret. Okay, but thank you. You did a great job on combined circle meetings. Budding gardeners, Chanel. Chanel did the budding gardener program was just excellent this year. We went from honeybees to monarch butterflies, and we're going to sweet potatoes coming up. And I think we're going to even eat sweet potatoes. Chanel, I want to know how you get your chalk van clean. Do you use an eraser? I hope not. Okay. Well, thank you for wonderful programs for our young children. Okay, Susan Caven. Susan Caven took care. What? Caton. I'm sorry, Susan, I know better. Susan and I go to the same church. I know that Susan back there didn't do this. Susan took care of our pecans, and that is a huge, huge job. When the truck pulls up here at the garden club, I hope she has a lot of volunteers because there are a lot of boxes that are unloaded. And then she goes through and assembles them for all of the circles and the purchasers. Oh my goodness, a big job. Thank you very much, Susan. And our pecan sale is something that raises money for the Garden Club. And Susan, your pecan sales raised $6,000 this year. Nathan Sellers was in charge of our horticulture show at the agricultural fair at the Jacksonville Fair. That's not sure I said that right, but anyway, he had a wonderful, wonderful booth. And Martha Collins also, her talent showed at our booth at the agricultural fair. Did Karen McCombs? Okay, Karen McCombs also contributed to that. And we had a lot of donations from various companies and people for the decorations. It was lovely. And Nathan did a great job. There was a huge plant competition going on in the agricultural building. I enjoyed volunteering for the fair. When somebody told me I was going to do that, I was, I'm going to the fair. Okay, but it was fun. It was fun. And thank you, Nathan, for a great job this year. Luminary Festival in December with Tuk Tuk. Martha Collins Davis did the pre-party and took care of all the arrangements for that. It was a lot of fun. I hope it's a great way to entertain guests. If you have guests over the holidays, it's really fun. You can bring a bottle of champagne along and, really celebrate. Anyway, Martha, wherever you are, thank you for your hard work on that program. Flea market, Lauren. Oh my goodness. Lauren knows how to put together a boutique whole department in the club room. The flea market was absolutely wonderful this year. Lauren, you did a great job. And I know we made money. In just a minute, I'll tell you how much we made. Well, maybe I won't. How much did the flea market bring in? Okay, between $6,000 and $7,000. So that was one of our fundraisers. Yeah, and the circles made money. Those circles that participated, I know my circle alone made close to $1,000 at the flea market. Blooms galore, Linda. What an exciting event. Linda and her committee, her great committee, took in over 1,150 plants that were donated by our members. And she took care of the pre-party and the whole day of selling plants. And this was a big fundraiser for the Garden Club, and it made just under $12,000. Thank you, Linda. Oh dear, designer of distinction. My committee was absolutely fantastic and they did all the work. We had 112 people attend the designer of distinction. It made about $3,300. Our designer was a little unusual this year, but very well accepted. This lady is from Orlando and she has a flower farm and grows from seeds and also has a big flower market in Orlando. And she was delightful to listen to, and It was a lot of fun. Vice President Programs. Is that me? I can't see what's behind me, so.
Thank you, Anne. And I just wanted to say that we now have a new Vice President of Programs that you all just voted in. That is Linda Irwin. And she is busy working and recruiting chairs of all the different programs out there. So if you are itching to work on a program, Linda is your gal. So check it out. She's got some really great people lined up, and but we could always use more help. All right, so now I'm going to tell you about a couple of upcoming programs. One of the things that I wanted to tell you about is that we wrote a grant to expand our programming, and Jessie Bell DuPont Fund, gave us money and to specifically expand two of our programs, Budding Gardeners and Horticulture Corner. So we're doing those throughout the year. Budding Gardeners used to be 3 or 4 times a year, and now we're trying to do it monthly. And Horticulture Corner, we're also expanding that through the summer as well. So we have a program on June 7th about river-friendly yards. Charles Gooden of Johnny Appleseed Organic is going to tell you how you can keep, you can take care of your yard, you can grow things beautifully, and you can also take care of the river simultaneously. And then after that, we have the sweet potato program. So Budding Gardeners Hot Potato on June 11th. You'll learn how you can propagate sweet potatoes using a potato that you buy from the grocery store and turn it into magic. And so we have Elizabeth in overalls. So you're all familiar with the man in overalls. Elizabeth works with the overalls group. And so we have Elizabeth in overalls who will be here leading that program on June 11th. And then we have Fun with Flowers, French Florals with Samantha Wilson of the St. John's Flower Market. And she's done a lot of studying about the technique of French design. And so she will share that with you on July 14th. And then our next Budding Gardeners program, July 16th, is Friendly Snakes. And we are partnering with Mosh, who's going to bring a whole bunch of friendly snakes that you can look at and touch and learn about. So that is July 16th, and we're super excited to be partnering with Mosh on that one. All right, so while I have your rapt attention, I want to tell you about a couple of outreach things that we're doing. One is this weekend, the Art in the Garden Festival. I think several people in the audience have volunteered to come and help us out this weekend. But it's a really fun thing. We did it last year. We had a great time. We had such good engagement with everybody who attended. Thousands of people attend the zoo and this festival. So this year it is Saturday and Sunday, May 21st and 22nd. There'll be hundreds of booths out there, including the Garden Club. We'll be playing games. We're going to be making DIY bird feeders that you can take home and put in your tree. And we would just love for you to come out and support us if you want to see the zoo on a beautiful weekend. It's probably going to be a little hot, so drink lots of water. All right. And then we are also part of the Bicentennial, the 200-year festival. So on June 11th, the Laura Street Festival, as part of the Bicentennial celebration, we'll have a booth there, and we'll be doing a lot of the similar things. We'll be playing games, we'll have an activity, and we'll be sharing information about the Garden Club and how people can become members and attend our programs. And if you are interested in volunteering for any of these things, please let us know. That will be a big part of all of our events that are on our website in the future. So when there's an event that's a good volunteer opportunity, we'll be putting the link on that as well. So if you want to volunteer, let us know. We'd love to have you. All right. And I think I have one more thing to tell you about. Oh, membership. Yes. And I forgot someone keeps taking my thing and I need my notes. So let me see if I can get those. Every time I leave them up here, they go away. All right. So yeah, I want to just tell you about membership overall of the Garden Club. The number of members that we have right now is 1,076. It's pretty good. We have 25 circles. We have 626 circle members. We have about 450 friends members. And then if you look at that over time, Back when I started in 2019, we had 761 circle members. We didn't have friends at that point. The next year, a year later, we had 914 members. So our circle members had dropped a little bit down to 688, but we had 226 friends. And then the next year, we had 985 members, 612 circle members, and 373 friends. So our trajectory is going up, up, up. We are growing, and that's all because of the hard work of people like you. So thank you for being part of the Garden Club. We literally could not do it without you. All right. And then I have one more message to give you, and it's about our landscape project. All right. We contracted with ML&H, that's Marquis, Latimer, and Hallback, which is a mouthful. They are a firm out of St. Augustine. I invite you to go and look them up online because they've done a lot of really cool stuff. Hallback, HALBACK.com. But we contracted with them, and they are currently, there we go. They did a site visit with us in on March 23rd. We had a May 2nd Zoom kickoff call with several board members that Debbie Bird led. And then they're currently working on the conceptual design work, and we'll be doing feedback with them through like the end of June. And then they're going to be working on the schematic design, which is like taking the original concepts and then really digging in and making them like fleshing them out. And there'll be a feedback part of that. And then our hope is to unveil them in the fall. So it's still sort of sketchy because it's a work in progress, but I just wanted to give you a little update on where we're going. We're super excited about it. We're going to look for all sorts of ways to get feedback from the members at large. So stay tuned. Keep following us. Look at our emails, look at our website, and we'll be back in touch with you about the project. All right, and now it is my great pleasure to bring up Tiffany, and we're going to get some treats ready for you. So, Tiffany, take it away.
Thank you, Denise. And I hope y'all are just as excited as I am when I hear those membership numbers. And I have to tell you, when I go to an FFGC meeting, whether or not it's the recent one that was in Orlando or just our district one, they are just blown away and amazed of all the things that that are happening here at the Garden Club of Jacksonville. So you can please share that information with your circles, get them excited. We want them to come and be a part of all of our activities here at the Garden Club, whether or not they're volunteering or they're just showing up for fun with flowers. It's just so great to be able to have people back here in this beautiful ballroom and share it with everyone. And thank you again for attending this annual meeting. And we'd love for you to stay after and enjoy the wonderful appetizers and also a little champagne toast to this 100-year anniversary and the next 100 years. So I hope you can stay and enjoy a glass of champagne. And I would love for everybody to maybe, if you haven't seen it, to take a step outside here onto Riverside to look at our beautiful 100th anniversary banners. So thank you again.